The government has denied shirking its responsibility by leaving it up to district councils to deal with shopfront extensions that block pavements.
Lawmakers are worried about unfair exemptions being granted and want all shop owners to be treated equally. Emily Sue reports.
Many store owners battling high rents have tried to maximize space by placing products outside their premises, a practice which blocks pavements. This has triggered a flood of complaints about road access and safety. A 4-month consultation on measures to tackle shopfront extensions was launched 10 days ago, and its proposals include a $1,500 fixed penalty for shop owners who obstruct pavement space. Legislators on the Home Affairs panel today slammed the guidelines in the consultation document as unclear and unfair. They argued that the proposals leave it to district councils to recommend which shops should be punished or exempted if its distinct characteristics contribute to the area's vibrancy. Cultural sector lawmaker Ma Fong-kwok warned that the government could face greater trouble by tolerating some stores and not others. Currently, some flower shops are allowed to use up to a meter of storefront space during the Lunar New Year. Wu Chi-wai of the Democratic Party accused the government of shirking its responsibility by relying on district councils to monitor the problem, pointing out that shop owners and pedestrians will be confused if rules differ from one street to another. Wu wants shops penalized if they block more than 10% of the pavement. Home Affairs Minister Zhang Dak-seng dismissed the allegation that the government is taking a hands-off approach. He insisted that district councils will only play an advisory role and only the government will have the final say on any exemptions. The consultation ends in mid-July. Emily Sue, ATV News.
The government has dismissed lawmakers' allegations that up to 100,000 tonnes of waste plastics may have ended up in Hong Kong's landfills last year.
But first, in a roundup of local news, the Housing Authority will sell a batch of vacant public housing units in Tai O, with the cheapest priced at $640,000. Here's Arthur Urquiola.
85 vacant public housing flats in Lung Ting Estate in Tai O will be sold as home ownership scheme units by the middle of the year. The Housing Authority said today the flats, measuring about 480 square feet each, will be converted from public to subsidized housing and sold for between $640,000 and $900,000. The chairman of the authority's subsidized housing group, Wang Yunfai, is confident that all the converted flats will be snapped up. Applications will start in June, and ballots will be drawn in August, with the authority saying the homes will be ideal for retired people who wish to escape the hustle and bustle of the city, or young people who work at home. Legislators on the Environmental Affairs panel say there's a big difference between the amount of imported and exported waste plastics last year. Some claim that as much as 100,000 tons of waste plastics shipped to Hong Kong for reprocessing to increase value may have ended up in the city's 3 landfills. But Environment Undersecretary Christine Low rejected the claim, saying such a discrepancy would have been spotted in the landfill records. She also dismissed suggestions to close the waste plastic recovery trade altogether. The liquid inside these test tubes looks like a luminous chemical used in glow sticks, but it's more than that. This material is called AIE, aggregation-induced emission, and it was invented by researchers at the University of Science and Technology to track cancer cells in the body. Chris Lung, a chemistry researcher, said AIE is more dense than other materials used to monitor cancer cells, and so can stay longer inside cancer cells, even when they start spreading. The liquid is still being tested on animals, but once proven safe for human use, it can help lower medical costs significantly. Arthur Urquiola, ATV News.
Time now for sports with Bo Lang.
And has Spain's El Clasico lived up to its name?
Indeed, they were 7 goals, 1 hat-trick and 1 red card. Lionel Messi scored 3 times to help Barcelona beat 10-man Real Madrid 4-3 and revive their hopes of remaining Spanish champions.